So, Tank, I don't need Tank, bro.
He gonna pay for it.
That didn't come from fighting big names. That just came from me performing and people just liking what I come with.
So, Tank, bro, I don't need him to pay for it. That didn't come from competing against well-known individuals. It came from me performing and people enjoying what I had to offer. I would adore Devin. After being knocked down by Shakur Stevenson during a sparring session, Davis wasted no time in disparaging Keyshawn Davis.
And then we got Tank. So if it's not Tank, it's not Shakur. You want Loma? Top rank?
If light skin don't want to step up to fight me, then I would love to fight Lomachenko, honestly. He with top rank,
He took to social media with a sly live comment, claiming that Keyshawn was never the better man when it came to top boxers, calling him a nobody with a dream. And then we had Tank. So you want love top if it's not Tank, it's not Shakur. Light has always credited Shakur for being there for him during his darkest moments. Their friendship dates back to when he was 14 years old. Shakur was there not only as a fellow boxer, but also as a lifeline when Keyshawn was struggling with mental health at the age of 18, when he was in a mental health facility fighting depression. If Light doesn't want to step up and fight me, then, I would love to fight Lenko, honestly. He went top ranked, and we were in the same when I informed Khan what I was thinking and doing.
Davis Keyshawn, this new guy, he's 140 pounds, he's not bad.
Yeah,
Keyshawn.
He called to check on me. This bond seemed impenetrable, making any hypothetical altercation between the two seem nearly difficult to imagine. Khan told TalkSport, this new guy, David Keane, weighs 140 pounds and is a poor yes. Keyshawn is currently scheduled to fight WBO lightweight champion Dennis Baroni on February 14th at Madison Square Garden Theater. Although a victory over Baranchi is anticipated to be a turning point for Keyshawn, the impending arrival of Shakur Stevenson complicates matters. Shakur is already a WBC lightweight champion and possesses the kind of status that Keyshawn desires.
Better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn. Keyshawn look way more better than this nigga. So I keep screaming this nigga name, he haven't done nothing. You rather fight Keyshawn? Haven't even done nothing.
But their past continues to be a significant obstacle. Superior to him, that Dan Keane appears much more attractive than this __. I keep calling out this __ name, but he hasn't done anything at all. Keyshawn has said time and time again that he couldn't fight Shakur because of their common bond. I know his whole family, including his mother, siblings, and cousins. It would be too strange. When asked how much money it would take to get him in the ring with Shakur, Keyshawn joked that it would be $500 million, but after some back and forth, he lowered the amount to $100 million. Keyshawn's explanation that his family would be devastated if we fought for years solidified the idea that a match between them was off the table. But something changed recently during a Fight Hub TV interview. He laughed and said, I think everyone will be happy with $100 million. Although he wasn't explicitly committing to the battle, it was obvious that he was considering it in a manner that he hadn't before.
Score, like I was telling Bud, it's either you or Keyshawn's gonna get tanked, so the walls are closing in. So awesome.
It's gonna be him though.
It makes sense. He's closer.
Big brother first.
Absolutely.
The walls are closing in so awesomely that it makes logical that he's getting closer. Shakur, I was telling my friend that either you or Key would get tanked. In an interview with Mill City Boxing, Keyshawn outlined his future goals and made it apparent that he was open to unifying belts with Big Brother, despite these hints. Keyshawn is still ready to back off when the subject becomes serious. When Baroni Tank defeated fighters like Gervonta Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko, Keyshawn stated, there are fights out there, and I would like to unify with any of the champions. Even if Stevenson had previously made taunting remarks.
He's going to be a great fighter.
He's calling for Tank. Now,
he beats Tank.
Yeah, you think so?
Keyshawn Davis beats Tank, in my opinion. I believe he's given him a good...
The one sentence that kept the door firmly closed after Baron other than Stevenson is, he's calling for Tank and he beats Tank, so you assume he's going to be a tremendous fighter. When Keyshawn lost to Shakur Stevenson via knockout, Tank made sure the world knew exactly how he felt. His social media post mocking Keyshawn wasn't just about the knockout, it was about control. By stating that Keyshawn wouldn't dare step into the ring with Shakur, Tank effectively painted Keyshawn as both scared and outmatched. I think Khan Davis beats Tank because he gives him a good. Tank thrives on psychological warfare, and Keyshawn's reluctance gave him all the ammunition he needed.
So what? What was his point of even doing that? Like, what was he trying to get with it? That I'm trying to ride his coattail? Like, bro, I don't need you. I don't have to fight you. I'm making real... I don't need you, bro. I don't need you, bro. I do not need you, bro.
Tank's remarks struck a chord because they are supported by his reputation as one of the best in the lightweight division. Tank's statements are significant. What was he attempting to gain by doing that? And why was he doing it in the first place? I'm trying to ride his coattail, dude. I'm telling the truth, bro. I don't need you. You know that I don't have to fight. Bro, I don't need you. Bro, I don't need you. The aftermath of Keyshawn's knockout loss only fueled a fire as social media exploded with memes and videos mocking the loss, many of which were inspired by Dance shade. Even casual boxing fans couldn't help but get sucked into the drama. I don't think he's just trash talking for the sake of it.
The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now, if I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody wanna talk about, oh, Keyshawn, what if he touch you? What if I touch him? Yeah, okay.
He's asserting dominance over anyone who might challenge his status. Kezin was put in an awkward situation because he was no longer just a promising up-and-coming boxer. Instead, he was the one who was knocked down by Shakur and then made fun of by Dan. To combat me after what I did tonight, the people want him to fight me. I suppose a bigger person should come on now and ask what will happen if I touch him. That's what everyone wants to talk about. Oh, Keyshawn, what if he touches you? What if I touch him? Okay. Keyshawn is still committed to his goal of defeating Burnick and establishing himself as one of the lightweight division's elite. But he knows that every move he makes will be closely watched, particularly with Shakur and Gervonta hanging over the division. In the meantime, Gervonta isn't letting up his confidence is sky high.
Is Keyshawn the one that can crack their Gervonta code?
Gervonta can be beat easily, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, we hear you say he could be beat easily. Why?
Yeah, he can.
And he's not afraid to remind the world of his dominance at every opportunity, whether it's through fights or mind games. Tank stays at the center of the conversation. Khan's past remarks and current actions have painted him as a fighter with something to prove not only in the ring, but also in his mental toughness. With the lightweight division more competitive than ever, that kind of psychological edge could make all the difference. The storylines in the lightweight division are still developing, and fans are anxious to see if Keane will recover and rise to the challenge. Is Keane the one who can crack the Janikadion? Yes, we hear you say that he could be easily defeated. Oh, yes, we hear you say that he could be easily defeated. Will a real showdown ever be possible because of Shakur and Keyshawn's friendship? With his upcoming matchup against Dennis Burnick at Madison Square Garden on February 14th.
The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now, if I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody wanna talk about, oh, Keyshawn, what if he touch you? What if I touch him? Yeah, okay.
Which will be televised live on ESPN and ESPN+. Keyshawn Davis is assuming the spotlight. This fight is not just another fight for the rising star. It's the crucial one that could put him on a collision course with Gervonta Tank. In an attempt to get enough attention to compel the battle, Davis Kezin has been calling out Tank for months, but despite the numerous challenges, Gervonta has remained frustratingly silent. To combat me, Keyshawn, a 2021 Olympic silver medalist, has risen through the ranks quickly with a record of 128 knockouts, and he's on the verge of winning his first major world title.
Right, because what happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around, it's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn out of them two. Keyshawn is more entertaining. Keyshawn gonna stand there and throw the punches. You can look.
In just his 13th professional fight, the fans want him to fight me because of what I just did tonight against a guy bigger than him. Come on, what will happen if I touch him? That's what everyone wants to talk about. The fights between any of these fighters would be thrilling, but if it ever happens, Kassi versus Tank promises to be an especially explosive rivalry. Winning this weekend would solidify him as a legitimate contender alongside the biggest names in the lightweight division, including Vasily Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, and of course, Tank Davis. The entire fight is dull because of what happened when Shakur did it, and someone was pursuing him around. What will happen to Tank next? If anything, it will be Kia out of the two. Khan will not stand there and throw all the punches you can see since he is more amused. Keane has never concealed his want to face Gervonta. He has frequently stated in interviews that he is prepared for the task and thinks he is capable of defeating Tank.
You and Tank, if that were to happen, you sparred with him, correct?
Yeah.
So you and Tank, if that were to happen.
I feel like me and Tank, fight how it go would be like electrifying. Like, me and him are both mean, aggressive, we bullies in the ring, you know, like we.
But his confidence appears to be equaled only by his increasing impatience. Kezin recently expressed his frustration in an interview with Fight Hub TV, saying, "I just think he doesn't have the balls to fight me." Those statements alone went viral on social media. Fans were arguing if Tank was avoiding the young contestant or just taking his time. Keyshawn is irritated not only by being disregarded, but also by lost chances. He compared his circumstances to those of David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez, in which one fighter is pursuing a possible blockbuster bout, while the other is uninterested. You're right. If that were to happen, you and Tank would have a fight. It would be exciting, like me and him being mean, aggressive bullies in the ring.
Is Keyshawn ready based on this performance to take on Tank Davis, and how does that fight play
I
out?
feel like Keyshawn is ready to take on a guy like Tank. I think that Keyshawn is one of the most skillful fighters in the
Keen has made it clear that he won't beg for a fight. I'm just waiting for him to send me a contract, bro. He said his message was straightforward. He's ready whenever Tank is for Khan. The fight should be easy to make. He acknowledges that Tank would be the aside, meaning Dant would receive the lion's share of the money and dictate most of the terms of the fight. Despite these concessions, Tank hasn't shown any genuine interest. Kezin is still hopeful that a strong performance against Barrick would force Gervonta to acknowledge Tank. But for now, Gervonta has his own plans. Against March 1st, he will take against WBA featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. in Brooklyn. Based on this performance, is Keen prepared to face Tank Davis? How did the fight go? It seems like Keen is prepared to face someone like Tank. Although the battle has been creating buzz, Tank's silence about Keen has left many wondering if he views the young contender as a real threat or just not worth his time. I believe that Keen is one of the most skilled fighters in the world. Gervonta is known for picking his opponents carefully in order to maximize his earnings.
It seems like you bring Andy Cruz's name up, he get a little shake.
No, he get upset. He get upset because Andy using his name. Don't nobody know. No. Tell me right now 3 things.
And chances of going undefeated. However, Khan appears unfazed by Tank's notoriety or knockout ability. Instead, he is concentrating on leaving a lasting legacy. He has stated that he doesn't want to waste time on arguments that don't forward his goals, even if it means forging his own route without Dant's assistance. Profession when asked why he wouldn't pursue a professional battle with 2020 Olympic gold champion Andy Cruz, who defeated Kezin 4 times as an amateur, Kezin recently said, "He's not worth my time." This position has not gone ignored. Some have questioned whether Keen's hesitation to go on Cruz is due to a fear of suffering a 6th defeat. It appeared that when you said Andy CRW's name, he shook a little and became agitated because no one knew that he was using his name. Tell me now 3 things. Andy,